So what is the Feldenkrais method? I love this quote from Einstein, and I will try to make it simple for you. The way I think of the Feldenkrais and what it is a learning model. It is a practice. It is a form of training yourself, training your mind, and training your body. And training for what? I like this acronym. N stands for now, meaning Feldenkrais can help you bring you to the present moment, bring you to here and now, bring you away from the troubled past, from regrets, from thoughts about future and uncertainty, fears. But the Feldenkrais method has the ability to bring you to this moment and move from moment to moment through the continuum of your experience. Because this is also how we were when we were babies, when we were young. We didn't worry about what happened previously in the previous days. We were just in the moment, fully immersed in the present. So the method is about now. The method is about you. And you, I think there are as many yous in that you. There is a skeletal you, meaning you and your bones, your 206 bones. Right now, as you're sitting or standing or lying down, inside you, there is a skeleton. There is a muscular you. There is soft tissues you, like all the fascia, all the muscles that are working to move your body, to move you in space, to move parts of the body relative to each other. And the last letter of NYC is can. The method is about becoming able to do what you want. Bottom line, Feldenkrais is a practice, is a form of learning to improve what you can do. From probably you've heard Dr. Feldenkrais saying, where he said that what he's after is making impossible possible, difficult easy, and easy elegant. So moving on that continuing from I can't do it, I had an injury, I cannot walk without a limp, or I cannot dance, I cannot sing, I cannot do public speaking. And to use this method to move you from this can't, from impotent state to state of potency. Talking about now you can. So question, how many circles do you see? And in the chat, and Kasia, if you can help me, because since I have the PowerPoint on the screen, I do not see the chat. How many circles do you see? Could you in your chat write? Or actually, I figured it out, Kasia, so I will be able to see. Some of you will say, circles? What circles? I don't see any circles here. In the chat, can you write down how many circles you see on this picture? And it's not tricky. None, somebody said. Zero, none. No circles, none, none. Does anybody see circles? No circles. Keep looking and keep looking at the illustration. I'm not trying to trick you like in letters that you O is a circle or U is O circle, but actual in the picture, you see concentric squares somebody wrote. Yes, they're obvious, but keep looking, maybe widen your visual field. I'll give you a tip. Look for horizontal lines. Perhaps, oh, somebody said yes. She started to see the circle. 16, somebody said, that's right. 16, another person. That's right, you're correct. There are 16 circles there. I see them now, John said. Keep looking. For those of you who don't see them yet, I'll use my cursor here and follow my cursor here around this circle. Can you see the circle? Oops, we go back. I clicked by mistake. We go back to the picture. Look for horizontal lines and see the outline of a circle here. Okay, they're there. And if you see 1, 2, 3, so there is a row of 4, another row of 4, 8, 12, and 16. The cursor helped. That's right. Now when you look at the screen, see if you can not see them again. It will be funny. It requires certain skill to switch your neurons, switch your nervous system functioning in order to see or in order not to see. And often when you see them for the first time, it's so easy to spot them. And in some way, you're unable to not see it. Great. So the Feldenkrais method to me is like moving what just happened in you. For those of you who didn't see the circles and suddenly something clicked. What I believe is that the nervous system learned there were some connection that were not allowing you to see, and some new neuron connections were formed, and suddenly you see them. So this is about the nervous system. Why do we have the nervous system? What is the nervous system for? The nervous system plays several functions, but the main functions are sensory, meaning your eyes, giving you visual sensations, your ears giving you auditory sensations, smell, sensation of touch, sensation of equilibrium and balance, sensation, proprioceptive sense, the way you feel, for example, close your eyes for a moment and feel your right foot. Where is your right foot? How is it interacting with the floor? How is it touching? Where are the toes pointing? How far is your right thumb from your nose? Those kind of sensations are part of the proprioceptive sense. Kinesthetic sense, the sensation of movement. So the nervous system, the number one role of the nervous system is sensory, allowing us to sense. But that doesn't stop there. It's the interpretation of sensation. Because when you were looking at the circles at the beginning, I mean on the picture with the squares, with the concentric squares, many of us do not see it. There is a sensory impulse, but interpretation wasn't there until something happened, some new connection between neural axons and dendrites formed where the impulse was sent and you started to interpret the picture properly. So sensory is one, second is interpretation. And then executive. Our nervous system allows us to do something, to act. Most often, the nervous system creates a motor response, meaning movement, some kind of movement. Even speech, if the function of the nervous system is to produce speech, is still motor, movement of the tongue, coordination of your breath, lips, etc., etc. Of course, it could be purely mental, like thinking. That could also be some form of action in terms of thinking. But even thinking, Dr. Feldenkrais argued that even thinking has a motor aspect behind it. Because counting, if you count from 1 to 9, it's faster than counting from 11 to 19. And part of it is that thinking is still you enacting speech pattern in your brain in order to count 1, and it takes longer to say 11 than to say 1, right? So even in thinking, there is some kind of motor function. So Feldenkrais described that what his method is about, this practice, this training, is about connecting these parts. Your nervous system, your skeleton, your muscles, and you in your environment. And when I play with that acronym NYC, now you can, I was also thinking about you, not only skeletal, muscular, you as a nervous system, but also a bigger you, beyond this selfish, ego-driven, little me versus them, lonely you, but rather than bigger you as a part of environment, part of the physical environment, meaning gravity. There is no you without gravity. Since you were born, and even before, when you were in the womb, you were influenced by gravity. You were constantly being under its influence. Therefore, who you are now is also developed through gravity, through your relationship with gravity. If we brought ourselves now to microgravity, to space station or something, we'll be completely disorganized, unable to function. Of course, we can learn. We can learn to manage new environment, but environment is part of us. Environment as floor. Contemplate for a moment your interaction with the floor or with the chair right now, with the ground, with the supportive surroundings. See how you're using environment right now for listening to me, for sitting or lying down or standing. How are you interacting with the floor, with the ground, with the chair, with the sofa, with whatever that is that you are supported by? And of course, that bigger you means also your social environment. You are not alone. You are not outside of others. We're all coexist. So the part of this thinking about what the Feldenkrais method is integrating all these systems: skeleton, muscles, nervous system, and your functioning in the environment. Great. So that was a little spiel about what Feldenkrais method is. And I hope to give you a better, even simpler, like Einstein's challenge is, explanation what the Feldenkrais is through the movement lesson that we will do.